Oh, hello there. I'm Steve and welcome again to Kiwi Steve's Global Kitchen. And today, well actually I should say firstly, I don't know where you are. So, good morning, good afternoon and good evening. And if you're from Russia, as this shirt is from St. Petersburg, then I would be saying to you, Доброе утро, or if it's the afternoon, Dobry din, and if it was the evening, Dobry вечер. So welcome, wherever you are today around the world, and a special greeting to all those in Russia. Today, I'm going to be cooking something very simple, and I've done some preparation already. So I'm cooking lemon rice, and it comes from South India. It's a lovely complement to a nice curry, and you can have it with most curries really. You can sometimes I have it with a dry curry, especially with something like chicken fry. But today I'm actually going to have it with paneer and spinach. But I've already cooked that, so as you can see, I'm putting first some oil in here. So we're going to warm that oil up. And as I suggested last time too, I wanted to talk about something important, but I'll bring this up later. Safety, a very important thing, and I learnt the hard way when I was in India. So for preparation, well, I'm cooking for 4 people, so I've used 2 cups of rice, and I've boiled that. Basically, you get the 2 cups of rice, you rinse it thoroughly 3 times, roughly 3 times, and then you soak it in water for about 30 minutes. Then you take the cashew nuts. I've got cashew nuts here. You can see I've soaked them in the water, and they've been soaking for about 15-20 minutes maybe. I'm going to drain them now. So what I'll do is I'll just drain those cashew nuts, and basically the rice, which I've already pre-cooked, you let cool for about 30 minutes once it's cooked. And I also have, as you can see, who knows what that is? Yes, you're right, it's turmeric. So I've got about a teaspoon of turmeric. If you have too much, it'll get, as I've said in the past, maybe a little bit tarty, and we're going to have lemon with this anyway. So a 1/4 teaspoon of, well, I'm putting Kashmiri chili powder in, but you could use a whole, well, a green chili or cut up very fine a red chili. I'm also going to put in here some curry leaves. So probably between 10 and 15 curry leaves would be suitable for this particular dish. And last but not least, why it's called lemon rice. Some lemons. So it's according to your taste. I've probably got 4 little lemons here. Probably 1 lemon would be sufficient, but I'm just going to see. Maybe I might go for 3 half lemons because they're not big lemons. So I put the oil in here, and so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the turmeric in first. There we go. We'll just mix that up a little bit. Turn up the heat. Oh, it's starting to smell good, and I'm starting to get hungry because the last time I had anything to eat was I went to the gym this morning and I trained very hard because tonight I'll probably eat far too much. So I did Saturday's my favourite day because it's chest day. So I basically just work hard for about 40 minutes on the chest, because otherwise use it or lose it. And we need to keep our muscle, especially when you're getting a little bit older like I am, sadly. Now, Kashmiri chili powder. Oh, that's cooking quite nice. I might turn that down a little bit. And we shall now pop in our curry leaves. Looking good. By the way, over here, the rice that I had already previously boiled, I've taken out and I've left to cool, but around about 20, 25, well, 30 minutes. You can leave it as long as you want. It just allows it to, you don't want it to get too gluggy. So hopefully when I put it in here and I begin to mix it up, it won't get too gluggy. And I've got a spatula here, so I hope I can try and separate it enough. It's important to try and separate it because who wants to eat gluggy rice? There's nothing worse. Now, here we have our cashew nuts. How many cashew nuts? Depends on how many cashew nuts you like. You could have 20 cashew nuts, for example. I've probably got about 50 because I bought a packet and I divided it in half. And so half I'll keep for next time. So let's just put these in and fry them up. It's looking good. Smelling good as well. I hope you've got your sniff cams on so you can smell this beautiful flavour that I'm cooking. And I quite like cashew nuts actually. You know, if you go to Goa they grow cashew nuts. Well, just about anywhere in Goa you can buy packets of cashew nuts. And I used to, on my trips on the trains, I used to always look forward to chili cashew nuts. So when the little man came through the station and he'd be saying to you, chili cashew nuts, chili cashew nuts, chili cashew nuts. Another one's coming through going, chai, chai, chai. Another one's coming through going, coffee, coffee, coffee. Well, I like the coffee. The chai's not bad, but the chili cashew nuts are to die for. So, I always made sure on the trains I had chili cashew nuts. Going to keep this cooking for a little bit. I need to turn it up a little bit more. While I'm doing that, I think I'll do the lemons. So we want some lemon juice here. I might use the whole 4, and it's kind of up to your taste really, how much you want. I mean, hello, it's called lemon rice. So if you're having rice, you want to taste a bit of lemon, don't you? Well, I do anyway. I first experienced this at a restaurant I went to, and it was with a dry curry. We were having, actually it was a chicken fry, and they did a very good job because it's a South Indian restaurant. And they made this. And ever since, really, every time I go there now, and I have chicken fry from... Now, you can't see this, and you can't smell it, but it's just smelling a little bit like we need to put the rice in now. And there we go. We have our lemon juice. And now I will put the rice in. Well, wherever you are, I hope you're having a good day today. I certainly am. It doesn't get any better than Saturday. Because Saturday I can spend as much time as I like at the gym. And then in the afternoon, I spend cooking curries. Well, it doesn't get any better than that. So I'm just going to break up the rice a little bit here. Because a bit of it's congealed, it's a little bit on the, it's dry, but it's kind of like on the, not gluggy, but kind of a little bit stuck to each other. So we don't want that. Especially with coronavirus going on, it's all about spatial distance. So maybe with my rice, they need spatial distance. Anyway, let's see how we get on. So sorry about the noise, folks. Now, I wanted to tell you a story about safety. When I used to go to India, especially in the early days, it's a long way to fly. So you fly from here, New Zealand, you fly to Malaysia or Singapore or Thailand, then you get a connecting flight to Chennai. So 10 hours, 10 and a half hours to fly to, for example, Kuala Lumpur. Then you wait for a couple of hours, then you get your connecting flight, another three hours, I suppose, 3.5 hours to Chennai. Then I would land. And by the time you got there, you were rather tired. Well, this is what happened to me and my friend. We arrived at Chennai station and we had to wait quite a long time for our train, so we're really tired. And when I got there, I did something very stupid. You know, I cashed a lot of currency. And I had so much currency, rupee notes, because, you know, it was like, back in those days, maybe 27 rupees to $1 New Zealand dollar. Now it's about 40, 43. This is looking quite good. I'm quite happy with it. So anyway, I got my puppet Murray out of the station and I did a little show and a big crowd gathered around. And so it was quite a good start, even though we were feeling tired. And we got on the train. And there was a man and he was standing on the train. I thought he was part of the service. So this is what happened. Very stupid. But I'm not the only one and it still happens today. And I'll explain why. So because I had so much money, I wasn't thinking clearly. I was so tired. I separated my passport and some other, my passport, my airline ticket, and traveller's checks, and I put them in my bag, and then I put all the currency on my possession. Bad mistake. So anyway, this man, he helped us put our luggage into the carriage, and it was a safe. I thought it was safe because it was second class AC, but you can never be sure. And anyway, what happened was, the train began to leave, and then about, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours into the trip, I thought, oh, I have to get something out of my bag. I better check on my passport. So I went and I looked, and where was my bag? My little bag it was placed above my head at the back on the second level because it was 2 tiers. It was second class AC. So my friend was sitting opposite me. And Craig. So I couldn't find my bag. I said, Craig, did you see anybody take the bag? He said, well, I was so tired, but I'm not sure. And anyway, there was no bag. So I can remember like 1 o'clock in the morning thinking, I'm standing there in the train. I've got no passport, no traveller's checks, no airline ticket. I'm in India, my first trip for a long time, 1996. What am I going to do? Anyway, some people gave me some advice and so they said get off at the next station, next big station, and you can make some, lodge this with the railway police, get a receipt for the things you think that have been stolen. So it's not a great thing to lose all those things in India back then, I can tell you, but even now it would still not be so good. So, you know, no visa as well anymore. So we arrived at our destination and decided, well, as quickly as possible, I had to go to Delhi and try and sort all this out to get a passport, to get another visa, and that's another story again. But I don't think I'll tell you about that, but at this point, maybe next time. This is part A and that's part B. But I remember being on a train one day, more recently, and I was talking to the conductor. I was heading south actually, and I was on my way to Ooty, and Ooty is a well-known hill station in South India, just past Coimbatore, and near Kerala. And anyway, the conductor told me about this lady. He said, be very careful. Oh, now we're going to put the mustard seeds in before I forget. Otherwise, might not taste as nice. I forgot to tell you about the mustard seeds. Too busy thinking about my lost passport. Anyway, these two ladies, they were in a restaurant, in little cafe type restaurant in Ooty, and they were relaxed. They were sitting down. They had a cup of coffee. The lady put her bag down beside her. She had her passport in it, and when she went to pay for the coffee, the bag was gone. The passport was gone. Her money was gone. She's from Switzerland, he told me. So it was a big palaver to get your passport back, and so it was with me. It was a big palaver, but it was an amazing experience. Now, this look is looking not too bad. We're going to put some salt in now. Not too much salt. And last but not least, our lemon juice. Oh, do you know it was an organised crime syndicate, and I read about 2 months later that particular train going from Chennai all the way up to Calcutta, I think it might have been the Coromandel Express, that there was a syndicate, a crime syndicate, and that's what they were working on that train. They caught them in the end. But anyway, next time, I hope, if I remember, to tell you about how I got my passport back, how I got my visa, how I got my traveller's checks. It was quite an amazing story. A miracle, really. And it only took me about 3 days. And then, that was pretty good. Now, we're going to put the lemon juice in. I'm going to use the lot because it's for 4 people and I've got quite a bit of rice in here. 2 cups actually makes quite a bit of rice. Here we go, give it a good mix. Now, the acid test. Well, plenty of acid in lemons, but that's not what I mean. But let's see if I can taste enough lemon anyway. You could probably serve this pretty quickly, but for me I've got another dish to cook, so I won't be doing that today. I'm going to put it aside and then probably give it a quick fry up before we have dinner, or I've got to cook the other paneer first, and then after I cook the paneer and spinach curry, which I've made previously, as you know, I'm going to just heat this up. Not bad. Probably a little bit too much lemon, but anyway, it's called lemon rice, so that's very nice. So thank you for watching my show, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks' time. So take care. Oh, by the way, one more thing. I'm going to write the recipe out as I do with all of them, and you'll read it at the top of the comments page. So if you don't remember much of what I've said, then please go to the comments page and you'll find it there. So I wish you all a lovely day. Bye.